Hi, this is David.
And this is Jenny.
From the OZ. I'm wearing an OZ toque right now. Oh, I actually pointed at the wrong side of my head. There it is. And if you're interested in wearing one of your own toques, even though the weather outside is mild, give us an email. hello@okanaganz.com. That's hello, as you would normally spell it, at okanaganz.com. And let us know what you would like to hear about on our upcoming podcast. So Jenny, let's start off by sampling Ace Valley gummies. And gummies are actually the most popular edible right now. What do you think of that?
I think they're also the most popular edible in our house right now, so I'm not surprised.
They absolutely are. We've tried a whole bunch of them here, and Wana gummies have so far been our favorite. So we're going to change it up a little bit today, and we're going to try Ace Valley two types, grapefruit 4-to-1 CBD gummies, and we're also going to be trying blueberry lavender gummies, which are 5 milligrams of THC each. So there's two. And again, so the same with the grapefruit ones, they're 1.25 milligrams each, which is in the general range for gummies. I mean, you've got your 10 milligram THC dose, and then usually a CBD. What's been your favorite so far?
My favorite of the gummies overall? Probably the Wana Blueberry Indica were the ones that I liked the best. I really liked the effect. I liked the amount. I don't remember what the amounts were for THC CBD, but I do feel like it wasn't a full 10 THC, because usually I find that to be a little overpowering personally, because I'm a little THC baby. But yeah, I just remember that one had a really good effect, though overall I think a lot of those Wana gummies have been my favorite for the gummies for sure. They just have really delicious flavors, so bright and fresh.
It's similar to the packaging. These Ace Valley ones, the grapefruit is this nice peach colored packaging, and then the blueberry one, as you would expect, is nice blue packaging. One of the things I've heard online so far by people who have tried these is that they taste like an old school gummy, which kind of makes me chuckle. What exactly is an old school gummy? It feels like gummies are gummies.
I know. Well, I mean, is it old school in that, like, when you were a kid and you'd leave gummies out too long, they got dry and hard? I hope not.
1990s gummy flavor. We're going to kick it old school, apparently.
Apparently.
Well, so let's try out the grapefruit. And I noticed that there's not much of a smell to this.
No.
It's a big square. It's actually pretty cool looking. The Ace Valley logo is on the front of it.
They seem pretty hefty.
They do seem pretty hefty. Well, it's they feel dense. And let's give this a try, shall we?
Nobody wants to listen to chewing on a podcast.
I do.
1 hour later.
It definitely, speaking of old school gummies, this is reminding me of like gummy worms, texturally speaking.
Texturally speaking, which is better than moistly speaking. Texturally speaking is my favorite design company. These taste really good.
A very subtle flavor, but not bad. Sweet.
I think I'm getting a sense of what an old school gummy might taste like. In the sense that it is actually dense. Mm-hmm. It's sugary. Mm-hmm. It's substantial. A lot of the gummies that we've had in the past have just been, you pop them in your mouth and they're gone. A couple of chews. But this thing, like, I'm gnawing to get through this thing.
Yeah, like I said, it's like those gummy worms, right? Like you'd sit there gnawing on those for a little bit. This is a little softer than those, probably because it hasn't been sitting in some bulk bin for, a week. But yeah, like it's definitely, you feel like you're getting a nice, good, like, mouthful as opposed to the real quick done.
I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
I'm interested to go right into the blueberry now.
True. Though I also, feel like this is a gummy as opposed to Wanas technically are branded as soft chews. So maybe that's part of the other difference as well.
So the blueberry lavender gummies from Ace Valley, the first difference that I notice is that this has a scent to it.
Very strong smell. Delicious smell.
Just a sweet smell.
Mm-hmm. Definitely with that blueberry hint, though.
Now, this is the gummy that is higher in THC, and that seems like a strategic move to me because the moment that you get higher up in whether it's THC or CBD, it's tougher to mask the flavor of that.
Yeah, that bitterness you often get from the cannabis, which is not always very pleasant.
These are a bit of a green color. You can see that it actually matches my shirt really well. I'm color coordinated today between
Delightful.
the gummy. Give that a try.
One eternity later.
I think as far as flavor goes between these two, that they're actually both really good.
They're similar. It's funny. You wouldn't think that a grapefruit and a blueberry gummy would necessarily be similar, but I think it's that they have that same just like sweet classic gummy undertone to them, which is sort of a subtle hint of the grapefruit or blueberry. So yeah, I think that's part of why they're so similar. Though they're both pretty good. Definitely better than the Aurora gummies, which are also touted as gummies. Which were definitely more rubbery feeling. These are still a nice soft bite to them.
I would recommend both of them as far as taste and look and smell goes. As for the effect, I mean, we'll have to see in a little bit.
I imagine they'll be fairly similar to a lot of the other edibles. It'll take a little bit, but not as long as you might expect sometimes. I find that the gummies tend to hit, or the soft chews tend to hit a little more quickly than some other edibles, but and then it'll last for a nice little bit, especially if you can have a little add-on later like we often do.
Edibles really do go well with other types. So, as we mentioned the last time around when we were talking about Quattro drinks, that you can enjoy a gummy and then a drink, stack things on a little bit because the amount of THC and CBD in these edible offerings tends to be on the lower side.
Yeah, or, just as a nice little one-off to, sort of take the edge off of, after a long day, or if you still have things to do, but you want to kind of be a little more relaxed about things. It's, I like that.
Well, Jenny, thanks for joining me on the By the Ounce podcast.
Well, it's the only place where you're encouraged to get high at work, so why not?
If you like what we're doing here at the OZ and through the By the Ounce podcast, consider supporting us through our Patreon. We'll have details on that in an upcoming episode. If you'd like to advertise, reach out to us. We have all kinds of different ways to work together. And we would love to meet you and talk to you, so get in touch with us by email or on our social media accounts. Follow us. Our handle's easy. It's at OkanaganZ. OKANAGANZ.
Said.
A setup for our podcast includes lights, a Canon XA11, Lumix G7, an iMac cam, 2 main mics with a Shure mounted on our Canon for ambient sound.
Woo.